going on, Falcon fan? This is your boy Ricondo coming at you with a video on a Friday. Quick video for me today. Not gonna be on here long, but I do want to come on here and tell you my expectations, the things that I would like to see on Sunday against the Cincinnati Bengals. Going into, I think they call it the jungle, which is going to be a hostile environment for the Atlanta Falcons going up to that Cincinnati Bengals fan base and try to get a win there against, a pretty explosive offense. So, guys, before we get started, if you have not already, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. Please hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys out here that talk about. Then please share my video throughout the YouTube universe so more people can come in and hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So, like I said, today we're going to get into just some of the things. Just like every week, what I expect to see, what I'm gonna be looking for from this game, week 7 of the Atlanta Falcons. Guys, these guys, they still got a lot of games left before they go into their bye. Usually, around this time you start to, try to figure out some things, and then you're gonna buy, have a time off. But not for the Atlanta Falcons. They still got some games to play before they go on their bye. So they just got to keep on moving on, keep on, getting better each week. Hopefully we start getting some guys back from the injured, reserve and things like that. Hopefully guys stay healthy, and then we could, get that break, that well-deserved break that we're gonna get coming here soon. So, but before we can do that, we got to go up to Cincinnati and play this game, which is okay. Um, to keep the momentum going, I would say two wins at home. Um, could have had a win in Tampa, but the Falcons is going in the right trajectory, right? So we're going to see what these guys are able to do um this Sunday. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, we're gonna go ahead and get and talk about it. We always have to do on my injury update, right? Because we gotta know who's could be activated and who's going to be inactive. Then we gotta know who's definitely is going to be out, right? So one good thing for us this week, those guys that was injured last week, um, AJ Terrell, Michael Walker, Ade Okundeji, Isaiah Oliver, all those guys are a go. Every last one of those guys is going to be a go this weekend. However, we do have D Alford out, which is could be a significant blow for us. Hopefully, neither one of our other cornerbacks goes down, but D Alford is going to be out this week. Isaiah Oliver is going to be good, so he's going to play that nickel role. Still have Mike Ford there as well. And we know Darren Hall already is going to fill in for Casey Hayward, who Mike Smith said that going to need surgery. So it looked like he might be out, for the rest of the season, but they have not ruled him out for the rest of the season, right? We also know that we have not heard about the guys that was on the IR, guys like a Damian Williams, Marlon Davidson, John Fitzpatrick, and a Jaden Mayfield. Those guys are still out on the IR, so no updates on that. However, right now we do got the guys that hopefully is going to help us get a win this weekend. Guys like a AJ Terrell, Isaiah Oliver, Taquan Graham, Ade Okundeji, Michael Walker. All those guys was limited. Then they had full practice yesterday, so I think we're going to be good with all those guys. And they had a full practice again today, so good and go on the injury front. I think um, this right here is definitely it's going to clear up a lot of things for me for some of the things that I'm definitely going to be looking for this weekend. So that's the injury news. I'm definitely want to know what you guys think about that. So let's get into the next point, guys. All right, next point that I want to bring up is what I want to see from the team. All right, so personally, for me, what I want to see from the team is I want these guys to stay hungry, right? Um, that's really what when it started to come down to the things that we want to see from the Atlanta Falcons. We came with this season, we was underdogs. We underdogs every week. We underdog this week again, but these guys got to stay hungry. Now, national media is talking more about the Atlanta Falcons. They're not going of course, we know this. They're not starting to sneak up on anybody anymore. I think We're starting to make believer out of some of the haters that was out there at the beginning of the season. So I want to see this team stay hungry, forget all the noise, forget all the outside noise, stay together as a team like you did to start the season. Don't get confident in thinking that um you already figured it out. Yes, have confident knowing that you can do what you thought you can do at beginning, but like Arthur Smith said, you can be humble real quick, right? Coming in from one day to the other day. So that's one of the things definitely that we gotta see this team. What I want to see from this team definitely come in and actually make sure they stay hungry throughout. Especially this game, going into the other game and things like that. So personally, for me, what I would like to see from the Atlanta Falcons is to make sure that they're going to actually go in and do some of the things that put us in that spot, to actually get to where we're at right now. That hunger that they showed, things like that, things that really could, if we let it get, too high on our pedestal, we definitely can be put in the spot where, you know, it could be humble real quick. So that's one of the things I definitely not don't want to make sure that we don't let it happen to us. We need to stay hungry throughout these weeks coming up, and at the end we'll get where we want to go. Right? Don't start looking at things, like I said, outside noise, because we got to remember all those guys picked us to win only 2 games this season. So um, they had no belief in us then. And as soon as we failed, falter, or something like that, they'll be like, "See, I told you so." So don't listen to that. Believe in yourself. Keep the inner group that you got, and stay hungry. So that's what I want to see from the team: to show that hunger, showing that fight, and showing that you are who you thought you were, not who everybody else thought you were. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is key matchups. The key matchups for me this week is definitely the offensive line against their front. If we can definitely go out and run the ball, like I said, they gave over 200 and something rushing yards to the New Orleans Saints on last weekend. Definitely, they know we want to run the ball, so definitely going to put more emphasis on this week trying to stop us from running the ball. It's no secret about that. They're going to put more emphasis. They might even put 8 in the box. They're going to try to dare us to pass the ball. But guess what? We still gonna do what we do. That's what we got to do. We come out, we run the ball hard, we do the things we got to do, and make sure that we can stick to what our philosophy are and things like that. So one of the key matchups I want to see definitely our offensive line to stay in, make sure we protect Marcus Mariota so he can do some of the things he was doing. That's what I want to see from our offensive line. Another key matchup is just flip the other side. I want to make sure our defensive line can to provide pressure on Joe Burrow. If we can do that, that's the key matchup I'm looking at. I want to see Grady Jarrett take on Graham, the middle of that line. Some of their bad spots right now, there's tackles, so we can have Lorenzo Carter, Ebiketie, Ade Ogundeji, those guys coming from the outside to provide pressure. Try to keep him in the pocket. He is mobile, so he do get yards with his legs. Um, he's not per se a runner, but we do need to make sure it keeps him in the pocket. So that defensive line, I want to see that matchup between um, that chess match between that defensive line, the offensive line. Um, that's what I want to see. And then the last matchup I want to see our secondary against their receiving core. Um, that's definitely one of the things I really want to see our secondary against their receiving core. If we could see um, what we've been seeing these last couple of weeks against pretty good quality receivers that we've been playing against. It's no secret we've been playing against a lot of tough receivers throughout this season, and for the most part, the Atlanta Falcons have hold their own. Um, not getting torched too much. I think Cooper Cup was really the only guy that looked like we couldn't contain. But even in that game, we held our own. We was able to actually make some plays towards the end of that game. You look at other games, I thought we held some of the receivers in check. Yes, they got yards. Ayuk, he did score a couple of touchdowns on us last week. So definitely they're going to look at that film and see how he was able to um, create opening for himself and get him open. They're going to try to use a guy like Tramar Chase and put him in those positions to actually score. So those are key matchups I want to see. Our offensive line against their defensive front. Our defensive line being able to create pressures, keeping Joe Burrow contained, and then our secondary against their good receiving core that they have. So that's one of the things I definitely want to see. And if we want, like I said, personally for me, the way I would play it, I would kind of let them get the underneaths, play that two safety high, and let them throw underneath. No big plays, things like that. That's personally how I would do it. It's gonna be interesting to see how Dean Pease decide to play this defense this weekend with that secondary. I know he trusts his guys. Those guys can play, man on man, but I would not take my chances so much on that. Just because Joe Burrow he want to take chances and things like that. He wants to get throw the ball down the field and get his other teammates involved. The targets between T Higgins and Jamar Chase is a lot. Just go look. So he's going to target those guys. That's how they play. They've been a lot of 11 personnel. So our secondary against um their receiving core is definitely a matchup I would like to see. All right, guys, flowing right through this week today. Let's see. The evolution of the Falcons offense. So I put this up there because throughout this this year, it's just really interesting to see. Um Going into last year, of course you had Matty Ice, guy who's not mobile at all, right? He's a pure pocket passer, he's gonna stay back there. And Arthur Smith coming in, and so many people had so many things to say about how Arthur Smith was calling plays. Well, you have to call the plays based off, you know, your your, your talent that you have on your team, right? And your skill set of your guys. So he called the game last year based off um where Matty Ice strengths was, and that's drop back, getting the ball out of hand, a lot of check downs, things like that. I thought Matt Ryan did the best he could with the talent he had around him. Um, but this year, the evolution of the Falcons offense is just it's really been like a 180 for us guys. If you think about it, over throughout the year, this offense is. I mean, nobody actually expected the Falcons to be third in rushing, right, coming into Week 7, um, because the issues we had with the offensive line, things like that. But the 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 mindset for these guys to go through the offseason, change a little thing, tweak a little things, um, and come back and have that mindset. This the kind of identity we want to create, and put it on this display week in and week when another opponent know that's what you want to do. It's really impressive. All right. Also, if you think about it, when I said evolution, we have to start to think about utilizing the outside weapons that we have. Um, so I can see the offense even going, you know, getting better and better throughout this season because you do have guys on the outside that you can utilize and get the ball in their hand, and they're playmakers as well. Guys like a Drake London, guys like a Kyle Pitts, guys like a Lumberday Kids, right? Those guys can definitely make plays when the ball in their hand. Think of a guy like Cardell Patterson when he come back. Those two young running backs we have, Caleb Huntley and Tyler Algier. So the evolution of the offense is definitely something that we're going to start to look at more and see how much more different that it can be. Course, we're going to stick to our identity. We're going to run the ball. We're going to make timely play action passes off that run, control the clock, right? Keep our defense on the sideline, and those are things we want to do. We're going to do long methodical drives down the field and try to score touchdowns. That's the identity of this team. However, we just need to see the evolution of this offense get better and better. I definitely think a guy like Marcus Mariota. Hear me about that. Got like Marcus Mariota definitely is going to help with that as well. The more and more reps that he get, he was out 2 years, guys. Let's just be real about it. But the more and more reps he get, the more comfortable he get in this offense, right? Um, the harder it's going to be to start to cover this offense because the more Arthur Smith is able to open up the passing game, the more the opposing defense will have to scout for each week coming into the game. Right now, it's it's simple. We do. They can't stop it anyway. But if able to open it up and expand it more and more throughout this season, I think it's only going to help us in the long run. So that's one of the things I definitely just I see what I'm trying to see. I'm really interested to see this week how much more different this offense can get. Like I said, it's no secret we are definitely gonna come out and run the ball. Ran the ball 40 times last week, only 14 passes, right? So you look at it that way, 40 times, 14 passes. Um, let's see that split that's real heavy on the run side, which I'm fine with. It produced wins, like I said, it control the ball, the things that you like winning football, right? If you're able to control the clock, put touchdowns on the board, keep your defense off the field, limit the other offenses um touches, that's the ideal. That's what you're trying to create. So that's what I love about the evolution of the offense and seeing it go from week to week and how much better they're going to get. Just keep in mind, Cardell Patterson coming back. We got Damon Williams. We don't know if he's going to come back. What's his status? I think those two running backs are playing so well. Maybe they're holding him off to see. Do they even need him? Right. So, but the evolution of this offense, guys, is what I like about this team. Um, what I like about I see what Arthur Smith doing. This is why a lot of teams was going after him. 2 years ago when when the Atlanta Falcons signed him as a head coach because of the things he was doing in Tennessee. Now we're starting to see some of those same things with the Atlanta Falcons, right? And we don't have a guy like King Henry in the backfield, so it makes it even more impressive to know that we don't have that, Pro Bowl um, running back, big, big guy that's really explosive back there. I'm not taking anything on the young guys we do have, but Derrick Henry is who he was. But the things we're able to do when it's just plug and play guys, I mean, you got to be impressed with Tyler Algier, Caleb Huntley, even Avery Williams when they run the ball. This offensive line has confidence. The fullbacks, the tight ends, the receivers, everybody is all tuned in. And believe it or not, guys, they definitely are following Marcus Mariota to the tune of the things that he's doing. So that's one of the things I like. The evolution of the Falcons offense. You gotta love it. And let's see where the next step takes us in this offense. All right, the last thing I'm gonna talk about today is the NFC South. And the reason I'm just gonna talk about NFC South today because we're sitting here today, week 7, tied with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Looking at our division, and it could be. It's early. It's really early. Like I said, it's just week 7, but it could be a two-team race, and it could be between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here going down the stretch. So the reason I talk about that because if you look at what happened last night, the Saints lost again. Yay, yay, yay. I love to see that team suffering. And this is what we was talking about at the beginning of the season. We talked about New Orleans Saints. They should be actually 1-5, really. We know that, right? But this is what we're talking about. You lose your quarterback, Hall of Fame quarterback, you lose your head coach for all those years since 2006, right? Or whenever he got there. And you think about that longevity of having a system in place, a figurehead here, a figurehead at the quarterback position, and they're gone. And everybody thought they were just going to pick up where they left off, which, in my opinion, is really disrespectful to coaching staffs because you kind of just forget about how important coaching is, and just think that anybody can get out there and just do it. It's so disrespectful in my opinion. People thought Dennis Allen was going to come in and just take over for the things that Sean Payton was able to do. Now you see that it's not that easy. That's why some of these coaches are who they are and how they stay in. I couldn't stand Sean Payton, but let's be honest, he had that team doing the things that he needed to do. And right now, the Saints have an issue. They don't know how to actually win games. Their quarterback position is in flux. They don't had what about 5 or 6 different quarterbacks starting since Drew Brees retired already. And we always say this: if you don't have a franchise quarterback, this is where you're going to struggle. Right now, they don't know. We don't know if James Winston is they going to have Taysom Hill, right? We don't know who they're going to put back there at quarterback. Um, but you gotta love the downfall of the Saints. I'm just gonna be honest with you. That's just the way it is. And then of course you're just looking at what's happened with the Carolina Panthers. It's a complete fire sale over there. Um, I guess the Atlanta Falcons probably should give them a call to see if they're gonna give up some of their guys. I would love the big man in the middle, Brown. If they could give us the defensive tackle Brown in the middle, hey, I like that. I like that. That would be awesome. Somebody like that. But the word on the street that DJ Moore is next. He's the next guy on the trading block. So they're pretty much getting rid of their whole offensive staff. I guess they're trying to tank for one of these um, quarterbacks coming out of the draft this year. We'll just have to see. But the NFC South, I believe, is up for grabs. But the Falcons can't think about that. They got to go out and do keep do have their own business and just see what we could do. That's right, Dreddy. Fuck the Saints. You gotta love it. Um, I love their downfall. And if you didn't know, just to go cap you out what the Saints troubles, because right now they don't have a QB. They traded so many draft picks and things like that. And to top that off, um, they got salary cap issues as well, right? Because they always was trying to go for it, go for it, go for it. So they put all their eggs in one basket. Now, the same issue that Atlanta Falcons was just last year, salary cap is going to have a lot of issues. So they're going to have to make some decisions again next year of some of their guys to see what they can do to actually, to get up under the salary cap again next year. And they don't even have their their first round pick. I think it's going to the Jets or the Eagles, one of those teams. So we just have to. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. So that's the NFC South, guys. You gotta love that, right? The Atlanta Falcons, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You gotta think Tampa Bay is going to beat Carolina this weekend. So the Falcons got to keep pace with them. We got to go in and we got to do our job. It's too early to start looking at scoreboards and things like that because we got so many games left. But you can definitely start looking at the schedule. Believe it or not, the Falcons started off with a pretty tough schedule to start the season. Now, according to Pro Football Focus, the Falcons has the easiest remaining schedule in the NFL. So you're starting to think, right? Like I said, we're not going to get too far ahead. You're going to just play game after game. But um, I can see a couple of games definitely on this schedule that we should be able to win. The two Panthers games now, since they're doing their fire sale, the Commanders game we owe them from last year, of course, right? Chicago Bears. So that's 4 games right there. That we should see ourselves trying to get wins on. Like I said, we got to play the games. That's why you put it out there every week. But at the same time, the Falcons each week don't look ahead. Don't worry about that. You just do the things you got to do. Stay competitive. Stay healthy. That's gonna really be the key for us. Like I said, hope we start to get guys back. But right now, guys, NFC South is open. The NFC itself is open. Let's just be honest. So a lot of guys, a lot of teams at 3-3. So a lot of dust got to go settle over these next 3 or 4 weeks to see where everybody's at. But all the Falcons got to do is just keep doing their job, staying in it, and see where we're at the end, right? So, guys, like I said, that was a quick video this week. Um, Thank you guys coming in. Definitely go out and put comments out there. Let me know what you guys think about what my expectations is for this game for this weekend against the Bengals. Remember my prediction to the score I gave, 21-24 Falcons. Young Way Cool with the winning field goal. Um, let's see if I got to get it right. Um, that'd be awesome, especially if we get the win too. So that's definitely one thing I want to see. Let me know what you want to see about the Like I said, with 8-3 record. Yes, we could definitely get to that point. We just have to see what happens. We could definitely get to 8-3. Um, we got to finish. Like I said, I we just got to go with this week right here, right? So we got past this week. We got the Bengals, then we got the Panthers, then we got the Chargers, right? Then we got the Panthers again. So um, that's a way we can actually make some hay. So let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can actually get out of this. These next 4 weeks, right? That's the plan. These next 4 weeks, let's see what that Atlanta Falcons can actually do. All right, guys. So, like I said, quick video. If you didn't catch the first part of it, go ahead, go back in and look. Like I said, provide your comments. Please like and share throughout the YouTube universe, so more people can come in and hear me talk about the Atlanta Falcons. Um, and provide any comments you want. Just let me know what you guys think about your expectations for this weekend as well. All right, so guys, that's it. This is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.